But now it's time to go fight that second mini-boss again.
Ow! But this time, he hurts.
And I'm kind of doing one thing, because I wanted to show off this one thing at this point. We went through 4 dungeons, and I haven't done this, and I could have showed it off as early as the first dungeon, technically. But it would have been really hard. It probably would have been easier to show off in the second. If you play the Song of Time, for example, and void out, so you can just kind of do that by falling. As you notice, my music's really quiet all of a sudden, which is weird. But if I check the description of something, say like beans, oh look, you can use a magic bean placed in the soft soil. Save and return to dawn the first day. That's not normal. So basically what you can do there is called Song of Time storage. If you fall while playing the Song of Time, or basically any song that has this kind of effect, you can do this with like the song Double Time, for example, and skip a day while opening a door, for example. Then that's what you can do. What you could do with this, technically, is you can store the song, you can go fight the boss, right before you kill the boss, activate the song, because you can't play the Song of Time once a boss is dead, since time stops at that point, but you can activate the song right before you kill the boss. You can hit save as you pick up the mask, and it will save in your inventory. So if you reset the game, you don't have to watch any of that cutscene, while at the same time, you still save your progress.
Oh, goodness.
Although you can easily screw that up, because I've done that before, saved my game, and then I saved before collecting the remains. So you have to have really good timing. There is one problem with that, though. You can actually do that for like your first dungeon, and you can skip learning the Oath to Order. You don't want to do that in your first dungeon, because if you're doing that, you're skipping a required song to beat the game. There's no other way to relearn it. You have to learn it in a cutscene. So if you skip the cutscene, you're obviously skipping the Oath to Order.
Which is bad. Don't do it.
I've done that once before when I first learned the trick, and then I learned, oh crap, I can't relearn this? Well, I just wasted my save file.
Anyways, now that the Igor's beaten the second one, we finally get our temple item.
The Giant's Mask. Which is a cool mask, but it's probably the least useful mask in the entire game. You can only use it
once,
here.
And that's it.
You only use it here, and that's during the fight with the boss. That is it. You never use it again. In fact, if you try to use this mask anywhere else, whether it be glitching, action replay, or anything, the game will just basically soft lock. You'll get stuck in place, you can't do anything, and that's it. Game over.
Well, time to go fight the boss.
My music's still very quiet, by the way. So this is like, what? I can't hear you, Stone Tower theme.
Oh, it's saddening because it's a good theme.
That is true. But music
And
picks back up here.
We will actually be fighting the boss at the same time now.
Yeah. Conveniently enough, I think we both fight this boss at the same time and beat it around the same time too, so we have some pretty good pacing.
Alright, Twin Mold. One of the best bosses in Zelda.
And probably the boss that had the biggest change in the 3DS version.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Well, unfortunately, I've heard so many people say it was a good change.
Well, it is a good change, but I like the old one too.
Yeah, I don't know if you've gotten to that part in the 3DS version yet.
I have not played the 3DS since we started recording Stone Temple.
Yeah, okay, so, like, I'm not gonna really say flat out what it is, but they changed it because with the Stone Mask, you can use your sword and shield and you can attack these guys. That's the only item. But, well, the Stone Mask. Yeah, this thing looks like the Stone Mask. I got confused for a second. With the Giant's Mask, you can use your sword and shield to attack. But they changed that up how that works in the 3DS version. You don't use your sword and shield anymore. It's the only item you can use. They changed it up and make the fight a lot different in that sense. I'll just leave it at that.
It's actually a really good change. I do like the change in it.
Yeah. I've heard from a lot of people it's a really cool change. At that point, it made this boss their favorite boss in the game. But that's one Twin Mold dead. We see this boss kind of reoccurring a lot. This actually is a boss that was featured in Link to the Past in the sense, just now in 3D.
Hey, you got upgraded. Congratulations.
But now, instead of using the mask, you can also shoot these guys with your arrows. A little bit harder to aim, but these do hit for quite a lot as well. And if you don't have the Giant's Mask at this point, like if you skip that treasure chest, which you can do, then you will have to rely on shooting him with arrows. It's the only way to kill him.
Why would you skip it? It's right there.
Well, for one, I know speedrunners do, but in a sense, you might not pay attention to that in your first time. You might just overlook it and just go.
That's true.
So, in that sense, also another thing is, in this boss fight, it's the only boss fight in the game you can use this mask, like we mentioned earlier. Every other area, the mask is grayed out. So you might not think that you can use this here. I mean, that's just a first time mistake people can make. So at that point, you're relying on arrows. If you are going to use these, fire and light arrows will do more damage. So try to stick with them. I just use light arrows here because I think these do as much damage as a fire arrow. But this is how you do that Song of Time storage thing. You would have to shoot light arrows at him and rely on this. There's no other way.
I just like doing it the classic way of beating him to death.
I actually like doing that too. I actually don't like doing this much. I'm just showing off that you can hit him with arrows as well, and this will damage him. If it wasn't for the sake of this, I would still be in giant form. It's a lot harder to hit him with projectiles. I've done this a couple times, and every time I've done it, I've had a hard time trying to kill Twin Mode. It's not easy at all.
Well, there you go. You just beat him now.
And now you just gotta wait for Twin Mode to come back out, and then you can kill the blue one.
Hey! Don't you snip at me.
Hey, I'll smack you in the face. Smack you in your tail. You can hit him in the head, and that will hurt, but it's easier just to hit the tail. So, also, I'm standing right where the warp will appear, so give it a second. Yeah, hang on. Any moment, we might be having... Ah, there's the warp.
I would have laughed if you accidentally didn't move in time.
No, I would have laughed if you beat the boss and just seen yourself warp out. It's like, wait, I want the heart.
No heart piece for you.
One thing we should mention, because none of us do at this point in the fight, you can go so far out in this fight, but there actually is a point where you void out. There is some quicksand at the very edge of this map, and if you touch it, you'll die, basically. You will get voided out till the beginning of the dungeon, and this fight will reset from its very beginning. So
don't do that.
Try your best not to go too far out in this fight, because if you're doing that, you're wasting a lot of your time. It's very annoying to deal with. Not recommended.
But there we go, we beat the boss at the same time for once.
And this is our final dungeon, so we got our final member of the Giants.
You know what that means.
No, we don't play off the order again. We'll play it later.
Oh. Call us.
We don't have your phone number. Will off the order work? In a sense, that's basically like calling them on the phone. Because there's no phones in Termina. But there is Ocarina.
For some unknown reason. But once you beat all the temples in the game, and you have all 4 giants, you could technically go to the last area of the game and beat it. But if you're going to find 100%, there's a few side quests you still have to do here. One of them being the longest side quest of the game.
Yeah, we actually could have done this basically once we were ready to enter Stone Tower. But we decided to wait until we were done with the dungeons because of how long this is going to take. This will basically just be a session of its own. That's how long the quest this is. But it is worth it in the end.
It is very worth it in the end. I do like the side quest, as annoying as it might be.
And this is, you only see this cutscene once. You only see this cutscene when you first beat Stone Tower in a save file. You see this weird energy, and then it'll just shoot up in the sky, making the land more peaceful. It kind of reminds me of something that you see in like Star Fox Adventures, where you talk to one of the gatekeepers and they open up a portal. It kind of looks like that same effect, honestly. But what this is doing is just clearing out all the dark energy from the land, making it bright again. As if you notice the entire time here, it's been very dark.
Well, it is Ikana Canyon.
Yeah, but now it's a lot brighter and more colorful. And by colorful, for us, I mean blue. Because it's still nighttime.
Hey, look at that.
Okay, I was kind of lying on one end for nighttime. Because it's daytime,
I went in
technically
at
fairies.
night, so I have a right.
Yeah, we mentioned before you got all the other stray fairies off screen, so at this point, we're on a different day cycle for you.
Oh, yeah.
Collecting all the stray fairies, returning them at once, getting our final reward. Which this reward, it's really worth getting in all honesty. It's kind of disappointing we get this so late in the game, we can't use it anymore in dungeons, but it's still worth it in the end.
And now we actually get the normal looking stray fairy.
Yeah, we got the blonde one.
Still creepy though.
But this one doesn't know how to do magic, so it just gives us a sword.
The Great Fairy Sword.
This is the most powerful sword in the entire game. because of how the equipment system works in this game, you can't equip this as a normal sword. So instead, this sword actually works as a C item. It's a little weird,
actually pretty cool.
but it is. And because we're gonna go do one more thing, and I don't have any footage, we'll just go full screen on one end.
Hey, I gave you footage.
Just not going to the place we're going. So I was like, yeah, just watch this. So you can use the Great Fairy Sword here using spin attack still. You can charge a spin attack with this, but it's so funky to do. You just do quick spins, but the spin radius on this thing is huge. It's a one-handed sword, so we can't use our shield with it. Well, because of how much damage it does, I don't really mind. It's pretty much like the big Goron sword from Ocarina of Time. Well, the big Goron sword doesn't break either. The Giant's Knife breaks, and at that point, you just never buy the Giant's Knife. 200 worthless rupees right there. Just wasting them.
So anyways, you go inside the waterfall.
Yeah, and we know at this point, there's always a secret behind the waterfall. The first Legend of Zelda in the NES told us this. So, just in traditional sense, we go behind this waterfall, we see a cave. This is a big mini-boss gauntlet, and you can't actually do this until you have a certain amount of hearts. So, at this point, we have more than enough hearts to actually enter, but we also need light arrows to get in, too.
Yep.
You need a majority of the hearts, basically, to do this. I believe it's like 15 or 16 hearts, something like that. It's a very high number. So, you also need to be going for 100%, basically, to get to this room.
And what does this all give you once you beat all the bosses? Why, another heart piece.
Yeah, pretty much. You do all that work, get all these hearts, just for another little piece of hearts.
Alright, the best strategy to go here is from left to right, so...
Yeah, basically, like I said, this is a mini-boss gauntlet, so we're going to be fighting all the mini-bosses we fought to get the dungeon items. So if we go left to right, we'll be going from where we started to where we ended. And of course, our first fight is this Lizphobe, which, because we got the Giant's Knife, it's just...
a lot easier.
I'm thinking Ocarina of Time, Great Fairy.
A lot easier.
Yeah, one hit kills these guys.
Except I forgot that's a C item and I started using my normal sword.
Yeah, it's like, I got Great Fairy's sword. Nope, Gilded. I like Gilded. Gilded's cool.
Hey,
But he killed them all at the same
all.
time, so. Also, I recommend having an empty wallet for this part because you get 100 rupees for each boss you kill. So by the end, you'll have 400 rupees. 400 free rupees you get.
Which is really good.
Alright, boss number 2, we're sick of seeing you. One final time, kill the Wizrobe.
This is the only Wizrobe, though, where you won't have a map to him, so...
Yeah, that little trick that we were able to use before, looking at the compass, can't really do that now. Because we don't have a map and compass for this part. Even though we do have that for Stone Tower area in Ikana Canyon, there's no map data for this place, so it wouldn't matter.
I got frozen.
Oh, well, I missed my chance of skipping the warp, but the guy was so stupid, he decided to come right back next to me, so... He just asked to get killed.
Free hit.
And just like we mentioned earlier, light arrows do a lot of damage to this guy, so 4 light arrow shots will kill the Wizrobe, so try using that if you're not going to be doing any close combat with the Great Fairy Sword.
Now, with that being said, we will never have to fight another Wizrobe in this game.
Goodness, I'm kind of sick of them.
We're done. We're done with Wizrobes.
Every time you turn around, Wizrobe, Wizrobe, Wizrobe. Heck, there was 2 of them in Snowhead.
I don't know why Majora's Mask was famous for Wizrobes, but apparently they wanted to use Wizrobes.
It just really liked Wizrobes that day.
And meanwhile, Lester's gonna fight my most hated mini-boss.
And same for you. Yeah, we got this one coming back from Great Bay, so we gotta do, well, all this again. Bubble popping, bombing, all that kind of jazz. I just go for the spin attack wrap this time. And then I think you just go Rambo on him, just go sword slash up the wazoo.
It worked!
It worked, but if you didn't have as many hearts as you did, that wouldn't have worked so well.
No.
That's for sure. It's like bubbles, pop, 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 pop. And at this speed, it looks even worse.
Bum, 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 bum.
You can actually kill him by doing the strategy, because if you just do a vertical slash, you will hit the eye.
Which apparently I do, and I don't even realize it because I'm so focused on getting rid of all the bubbles
Yeah,
first.
I mean, see, he's already on the ground dropping all these bubbles. just because you were doing Sword Slash. I mean, mind you, we're speeding this up, so it didn't happen that fast.
And I've already beat them.
It did happen pretty fast.
It wasn't even like a 2-minute thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lester's actually going to do the...
Yeah, because I'm actually shooting him with arrows. I'm doing the same thing that I did in Great Bay, where I'm killing him this way and then hiding in the corner later.
Which is probably the best strategy.
It's probably the safest way, because when you're just flat in the corner, as we showed in Great Bay, he won't be able to attack you. He's too big.
But the best strategy, like I said before, is to get rid of as many bubbles as you can first, and then go for him.
Exactly, because the more bubbles you kill, the easier it is to hit the eye. So
And then we
that.
have to fight the Master, the Goro Master again.
Yeah, the Garo Master returns. There's 3 of these guys in the game, and this is the second time we get to see him. Although this one doesn't have any hint, so his suicide just kind of comes up out of nowhere. And be careful of that, because the bomb will actually hurt you. And I had one playthrough where I wasn't paying attention, my health was so low, he did kill me with that.
Whoops.
One playthrough that happened, and ever since then, I just make sure if I'm going to look at something else, I walk away first.
I do not like this guy, though.
He jumps around a lot. Like I said, there's 3 of these guys in the game, so we'll have to fight him one more time. But that won't be until the very end of our adventure.
Yep. There we go. That noise he makes, too.
Yeah.
Durr, durr.
I was trying to roll into his feet there because you can kind of like bounce off of them. We'll roll. It's just not the easiest thing to time. But it looks hilarious. There you go. He's already dead with 2 shots, but get the heck away because of the bombs.
Kaboom.
It hurts. Oh, hey, would you look at that? Free chest on my feet.
Oh,
Give me
yeah,
my
we're
money.
already at 400 rupees.
Yeah, and with that, all we need to do now is collect the heart piece, and then we're done for this day. After this, we'll be resetting our cycles and starting our big quest, but that won't be until next time.
Nope.
So with that, we'll just get our heart piece, and we'll be calling it a day. Or 3. Probably 3 days.
I don't know, Lester.
I don't know, what day is it again? Oh, it's first view. Well, this is anticlimactic. It's 2 days for me.
They put the chest right in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Alright, so next time we will be tackling the biggest side quest of the game. See you guys next time.